Welcome back to the Oshawa Curling Club, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Matthew Hall, bringing you all the action from the Canadian Junior Cup. And boy, do we have a good matchup for you this evening, as we have Team King facing off against Team Niepage. Team King throwing the red stones, represented by the skip Jaden King. He's backed up by lead Jacob Clark, second Owen Henry. Vice is Jack Reagan. They're facing off against Dylan Niepage, throwing the yellow stones with the hammer in this first end. The skip, Dylan Niepage, backed up by lead Riley Fung Ernst. Second, Gavin Lydiot, and the vice is Kibo Malima. Was a draw for hammer here to draw to the button to figure out who starts with hammer, and it was won by Dylan Niepage after Team King threw their draw through the rings. Dylan was just able to hang on at the back of the 8-foot to win the hammer in this first end. You see Jaden draw the top of the 4-foot, and Dylan wastes no time just trying to hit that stone. Does over curl and roll out, so we'll see if maybe on his second one if he decides to push the envelope a little bit more. Of course, both of these teams coming off with losses in their first round matchup earlier today.
Hard, yeah, it's rolling crazy. His first one slowed down once it broke. Okay. Yep, keep her coming. Should be good. You have to go around. That's good, Jay. Different path, 5'9". Yeah. All right, same way. Yeah, just a little frosty.
The earlier matchups, we did have Dylan Niepage dropping a 9-2 decision to Kyle Stratton. Jaden King lost a heartbreaker at the end, giving up 2 in the 8th end to lose to Team Bryant. So both of these teams trying to right the ship here in this second draw of action on the men's side. Of course, remember, there are 8 men's teams in the U21 division. They are playing off for a trip, all-inclusive trip to Switzerland to compete in the Swiss Cup and represent Canada. That will go to the top Canadian men's team here at this event. Not only that, though, these games are incredibly important for these teams in terms of earning Trillium points, which are a way to qualify for their provincial championships, which will be held in the new year.
Not curling yet, there it goes.
Especially these all-Ontario matchups are important to
Time's a little high.
get the best of your opponent. Looks like they're going to take it pretty easy in this first end, not push the envelope too much. Makes sense considering both teams are coming off losses. It's possible they weren't quite comfortable with the ice coming off. Maybe Niepage a bit more, as he was, for lack of a better term, routed by the Stratton squad in his first game. But these are very strong players we've seen on the tour for a long time. Dylan, of course, competing at the U21 National Championships last year, making the men's tankard. As well as many of the players on his team are quite experienced, so I wouldn't expect that to affect them all that much.
Easy early. 9-5. Clean.
And so far, these teams have been able to stick around on most of these hits, which is nice to see. They're a bit more comfortable with the ice. This one starting to curl up with a little bit less weight. It sticks around on the other side of the 4-foot.
Good. I'd like to get everyone a draw in here.
Kibo Malima, the second for this Dylan Niepage squad, actually coming off a big win of his own at the Canada Winter Games trials, winning the gold medal in the mixed doubles division. So he will be moving on to the Canada Games in February with his partner, I believe was Tori Zemelink, who is also competing in the event. I apologize if that's incorrect. I talked to Kibo at the curling club. He's out of the KW Granite Club, going to school at Laurier. I chatted with him a little bit, as that's also where I'm from. about that win. He said he's very excited to be competing
9-6.
at the Canada Games representing Ontario, as he should be.
9 seconds. Let's do it. Yeah, you can throw very differently.
All these players are very busy, most of them competing also on the university circuit. Their OUA championships, provincial championships will be coming up in the new year as well. So a lot of these events, not only you're playing for points, you're playing for maybe a trip to Switzerland in this case, but really want to stay on top of the competition. You don't want to let people who've been behind you catch up. You want to stay on top and especially be nice and sharp when it comes to that play down season, because we're not that far away. You get a good look at Jack Reagan here delivering the third stones for this King team.
Whoa, no, Jacob! Jacob! Whoa!
Attempting to hit and stick around once again. We have, other than that first stone by the Niepage team, we haven't really seen a rollout quite yet, which is bodes well for the rest of the game.
It came up like a 10. They said heavy, and then I was like, oh.
You can throw those.
Yeah.
Like I'm shooting them off the hip. Whoa, good.
We are giving the teams on the feature sheet the opportunity to play with time clocks, so possibly trying to play some easy ends early to bank some time, not have to spend too much time thinking about what you're going to be doing.
Okay, 10.
Also gives them a great opportunity to have that experience before going into their provincial playdowns of what it's like to play with a clock.
Shouldn't do much. Shouldn't do much. 10? Yeah. Keep it out there. I want Dylan to throw it out.
I think this inside out is going to be straighter.
Right there.
They're playing the 5 rock rule here. You get 2 1-minute timeouts per team. An extra timeout if you go to the extra end. 32 minutes of, 30 minutes of thinking time for 8 ends.
Whoa. Whoa. Curl a shave. That's good. It's good. It's coming up.
And Jaden coming in strong with his first shot of the game, making the nose hit, sticking around, forcing Dylan to play it. You'll likely see Dylan try to hit and stick in this spot. Jaden will try to roll somewhere new to make the blank as tough as possible for Dylan.
Yeah. It's still very gradual. Out-turn. Out-turn versus in-turn is still so big.
Because it feels like I'm like really
Of course, any roll is fine for Dylan as long as he sticks around in the rings. You just don't want to give Jaden an early opportunity to get draw weight underneath him, especially after that draw for hammer slipped through the rings.
Clean! Clean! Whoa! Whoa! Curl! All right. Super tight, so I don't know if she can hold it here. Okay, hard.
This one just coming up enough will hit the stone. And looks close. Looks like it did stick around on the edge of the rings. Makes things a little tricky for Jaden. He has to go out wide, needs to roll inside to force Dylan to have to play it.
Right to the center.
Of course, these rocks out in the wings are always very difficult to play with, especially early in the games. It can be quite fresh. There can be quite a bit of frost out there. You never really know what it's going to do. A lot of times to play this safe, you will see teams tighten up the broom and throw more weight just to take a little bit of those question marks out of the picture. This is the side of the sheet that will curl quite a bit more. So we'll see if we're able to judge this correctly. This does need to come up a little bit to get that inside roll to force Dylan to play it. He hits it on the nose, but doesn't look like enough to get inside the rings. It'll be an open throw through for Dylan Niepage here in the first end to put a blank on the board. A great opportunity for him to learn something about this spot in the sheet.
Not terrible.
No, it was a good throw. I think the original ice was better closer. It's just, it was like...
I got talking a little bit. But I figured a little more, we hit it, so it's fine. I didn't ever
In
want
a
me to
nice,
roll.
easy board weight, he'll take the opportunity to see what this rock is going to do down that spot.
Blank end.
Hey,
As it
Jack.
goes through, it will be a
Do it
0
again.
up on the board to start this game. We'll take a quick commercial break and we'll resume coverage as they start the second end.
Oh, they have an end.
Anyone can be scared to try something new.
But moving outside of your comfort zone
can open new possibilities.
and having the courage to change something,
Doesn't change who you are.
So why try something new?
to innovate, to create a legacy.
To make an impact.
You have to earn it.
And you better be ready to enjoy it.
Because you never know who else you might make an impact on.
What impact will you make?
Goldline, the choice of champions.
Easy. Still running.
Yeah, back 4. Maybe
And
back
welcome
8.
back to the Oshawa
still
Curling
running.
Club. My name is Matthew Hall, bringing you all the
There it
action from
goes.
Draw 4 here at the Canadian Junior Cup. Team King facing off against Team
I think you need the
Niepage.
sand pit. That's all right, Jay.
The lead for Team King is Jacob Clark as his first rock slips through the rings. We've seen this quite a bit over the last number of draws. Teams getting caught with how fast the ice has been here today. It's been very quick. It's been running around 15 seconds hog to hog, resulting in plenty of throw-throughs or deep draws as we see another guard here coming from Riley Fung-Ernst, and the sweepers are not looking at it. This looks like it's going to slip into the rings.
14-2. I think this is fast.
Not only slip into the rings, but slip into the back of the 12-foot. So quite heavy here from both teams to start the second end. We'll see if they're able to adjust to it. On a couple of our games earlier today, we weren't able to see that adjustment. It took teams a long time to figure out what the speed of the ice was. See if they start to bring the sweepers into play, but it's Jacob Clark trying to follow them down, remove this yellow stone.
Clean.
10.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Clean. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come up a little. Come up a little, come up a little, come up a little. Okay, good weight.
Maybe a little more.
Yeah. Well, it didn't react like the other ones. The other ones came up a bit more than that.
Yeah.
Good throw, Jacob. I thought you were good.
Second opportunity now for Team Niepage to get a corner guard up. Of course, they may not be familiar with this sheet
You threw it well. Your
in the
rate was good.
club, but from what we've seen, this is not the side that you want to be throwing these corners on.
Your rate was good too.
There's been very little curl off of the center line with the outturn coming home.
I don't want to.
A little bit more curl in the other direction. It's kind of difficult to get around corner guards to begin with. You usually have to go around the wide side if you
14 on
can.
your first.
Like to be safe with it.
This time Riley adjusts well with his weight, gets a nice tight corner guard up.
What's that? What?
Jaden will try to
No, it's the green.
It's a green. Okay.
will try to
That's
retaliate
this
to
is
that
great.
by getting a nice tight center guard up and choke off that corner guard.
Yeah, that caught me at the end. Good throw. I had 25. Okay, good stuff. Feels like we can really give it to the boys here. Yeah, I thought a little light.
Jacob's rock.
Just a little down.
Okay, you can go if you have to. Gotta curl a bit. Gotta curl. Switch.
Good.
Whoa.
Running.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Right off. Stop. Stop.
Yeah,
Stop.
hog to hog, buddy. I think I'm 15 and a half.
Good throw, Owen.
That rock. Second 14 King is Owen Henry. His rock slips into the top 12-foot. Don't be surprised if we see a couple heavy misses here early in this game until teams figure it out. This gives Kibo Malima the opportunity to hit and preferably roll behind that corner guard. A little risk-free opportunity here for Niepage, but that is set out wide. This needs to do a lot of curling to come back to that stone. And it will make contact, remove the red from play, but rolls out himself. So now Jaden King's chance, will he peel the corner guard or continue to try and junk up the center, maybe throw a tight guard himself. He is going to decide to peel, doesn't want to take any risks with this Niepage team in front of him, especially after some early misses from the front end. This might be prudent to take a deep breath, take an easy end, and try and get out of it.
Hard. Okay, clean, you're good. Good hold, Jake. I got 16-2.
I got 16. All right.
That's okay. It's sliding good.
I've seen a lot of very conservative play today early in this championship. Teams not wanting to push the envelope at all. Plenty of blank end opportunities.
Line's perfect. All you. Running.
Gavin's in. Gavin's in. Make sure you're out of the house.
There it
Curling
goes.
now.
Easy. Whoa.
That's a good corner guard there by Kibo. Jaden wasting no time. He's decided he's more than content with a blank end here in the second. Make this a 6-end game.
Whoa! Jake.
This spot
Okay,
has struggled
okay,
to
okay,
curl
okay, okay,
a little
okay.
bit if you get it a little bit full. This one's going to flash.
All right, Jack.
Owen Henry missing wide. Excuse me, Jack Reagan missing wide.
Give us some room.
I just didn't hear this, right?
Now, ball's in Dylan Niepage's court as Gavin Lydia will try to draw around this corner guard. Sit one shot buried. Hopefully set up for a deuce later in the end.
Make the run back. Line's good.
Still have there.
On you.
7.
Line good.
7.
Count 4.
7. 8.
Right now.
There. 9. 8. 9. Gotta wait.
Running.
9.
This
Really
rock
running.
looks quite heavy. They were saying 7 out of his hand, and this is going to slip all the way into the back of the rings. Will it hang on? It will not. It will slide all the way through, and that's exactly what we've been seeing from both the men and the women today. Not being able to figure out what the speed is of the ice, and 95% of our misses have been heavy. Another one there slips through the rings. Now Jack Reagan with a second opportunity to peel this corner guard.
Good. Throw, Jack.
He doesn't need a, not going to need a third chance. He makes that one there. We're into another wide open end.
People on TV are yelling boring.
The lack of line. That sounds stupid.
This is certainly not
It just doesn't feel like I'm.
You're gonna blank one. You
what
might
I
as
was
well blank
expecting to see. I know these two teams are coming off of losses, each of them, but especially this Niepage team being very experienced, plenty of
Line's good.
U21, U18,
8. 9.
provincial and national championship experience. I would have expected them to sort of let that sort of early loss roll
I don't
off.
want to clean it yet.
Go, you guys.
Roll off their backs a little bit. Dylan, of course, losing 9-2 earlier today to Kyle Stratton. So definitely no shortage of rocks in play over in that game.
Yeah.
It should come up a bit.
Of course, here with the Hammer in a tie game, they'd be happy
We
to
haven't
blank
seen
as
one
many
go down
ends
this
as
side, though.
possible.
This is pretty safe ice now.
Get another look here at Jaden King here in the second end of play. Attempting to remove this stone, stick around in the rings.
Should come up a bit because it's straight the other way. So haven't seen one here yet though.
That one, he just got, like the rock just tracked back to the line. I think it was
He said this should come back, but I don't, based on what we've seen all day, that shouldn't be true at all. This is a very straight side of the sheet.
Girl, baby.
And he set out and risked flashing it. He makes just enough contact with the yellow stone and moves it from play. But just getting fooled there. He thought because the intern was a little bit straighter that the outturn would curl, and that's not necessarily
it did do
the
some
case
coming
from what
up.
we've seen. Clearly
Almost missed it.
they haven't been watching the broadcasts earlier today, as that's been a main sticking point for what we've been talking about all morning.
Yeah, it's a very different feeling sliding
Dylan just needs to decide here where's the best
Line's
spot
good,
he'd
right
like
on
to
the-
be in
right
to
on the
make
tee.
his
Stop the line.
peel for the blank if Jaden ends up
Riley's in,
nosing
right
it.
on the tee.
He's decided that it's this
Line's good, right on the tee.
wide spot on the left-hand side coming down the sheet towards the home glass.
Ahead, 14-6.
Going to 14-6 by Kivo there, which makes sense that that would be heavy. A lot of the times towards center, we've been looking at a 15 or 15-5 for a draw.
Just really fast. Just pressure path and it dug in a little bit.
My first one hung the center line.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
I think.
Roll in.
Going off the center line.
You hear the comment there from Dylan that that is a bit of a fresher path. That's the first time they've thrown a draw out that wide, so it makes sense that 14-6 would stick around. I would imagine down a better path that would be through the rings.
Not bad for
Okay,
curl
yeah, I
there.
just gotta throw it properly.
No, just like I was saying before, once it's off the line, it'll go, but anything on the line, it's not.
Whoa. Whoa.
Clean.
Whoa.
Clean.
And getting this rock out a little bit on release. Definitely a little bit better, but needs to come up a hair. And it does catch just enough of that stone to stick around on the edge of the rings.
Firm?
Tried real hard.
Now it's all up to Dylan Niepage to ensure the blank here.
Well, at least he's got to throw it this time.
Yeah, if anything, we'll back it up.
That out, It's good.
No, it's good. It's just.
Yeah.
This is a very tricky spot. From what we've seen, this spot doesn't like to curl, especially with a lot of weight.
Better. I was softer on that one.
Can't really set this out at all, but if you don't quite get out there, you risk the chance of nosing it. See how Dylan decides to throw this stone here.
It should fall for him.
Final shot here in the fourth end of play. Excuse me, second end of play. It's been a long day.
This has nose it all over.
Yep.
But Gavin can pressure back out.
Yes!
Gavin Lydiot on it the whole way, needs to hold this stone for the blank. He'll make contact, but just hit it on the nose. Takes his single point, so after two ends of play, bit of a miscue there by Dylan Niepage. Takes a single point, he'll have a 1-0 lead. We'll take a quick commercial break and come back at the start of the third end of play.
Doesn't matter if you're just learning how to play.
Or competing at the top level of the game.
We'll go for fun.
And Gold Line gear?
This is for everyone.
These shoes are more comfortable than ever.
These are stable.
These make me slide straight.
These make me slide fast. The new Impact Head maximizes performance.
And can we talk about grip zone technology?
Because it's on the brooms and the gloves.
Beginner or pro, they got something for you.
It's a gold line.
It's a Gold Line. It's a Gold Line.
And it's the choice of champions.
Rock. Yeah, keep it there for the line. Line's good. Line's good. It is. I'm like dying first.
That's it.
Welcome back. Third end of play here taking off between
with you.
Jaden King and Dylan Niepage.
I thought you threw it okay.
We're at the Canadian Junior Cup. My name is Matthew Hall, bringing you all the action from the first 2 days of play.
Full firm.
Niepage lead, Riley Fungerns just slipping into the rings, top of the 12-foot, and Jaden
Clean.
still deciding to play extremely conservatively here to hit this stone. This is not a rock that, in most cases, is anything you should be worried about. Top of the 12-foot.
Great shot, Jacob.
Decides to hit and roll to the wings. This could be a delayed corner play, but of course, the fact that it was top 12, you hit and roll. If Dylan makes the hit and roll back, he's now going to be in the 4-foot. It's going to be that much better. Could have had the opportunity to throw up a free corner there and decides not to take it.
Up. Yep.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Keep going.
But you're throwing
Hard.
things. It comes back to that side.
Good. Real good.
Exactly as I said,
good
makes
shot.
the perfect hit and roll back to the
I thought you were
center
gonna
line.
pull that
Now he's
blank
in the
back out.
4-foot.
10.
Yeah, you got it, Jay.
Jaden King just deciding he has no interest in playing this end. Gonna try and play the
Whoa.
straight for the blank from the
Whoa.
start.
Owen. Okay, you're good. Clean. You're good, Jay.
Normal weight.
Of course, with the hammer, you'd love to have hammer in the even end, so maybe that's where Jaden's coming from, but it's so early in the game that really the effect of that is so minuscule. It wouldn't really be something that I'm thinking about blanking the third down one with. You had the opportunity to throw up a free corner. If you've been watching the sheet all day on the broadcast, you know it's sort of tough to generate rocks, so the blank will always be an option regardless. Bit of a surprising decision, but with how quickly they went to it, it must have been something they discussed beforehand.
Work a bit. Eight's good. 2. Yeah, line's fine. Running still. Looks like an 8. I think it's close. 15.
Dylan's out turn in that spot will hold real good.
This guard is going to slip into the rings, allow an open hit opportunity for Team Niepage.
15-7.
Still probably a half second left.
15-7. Yeah.
Clean.
Clean.
Whoa. Whoa. Close. Clean. Close. Yep. Yep. Hard.
Exactly, but
It's a good throw. We just caught it too late. Just caught it too late.
yeah, I thought similar.
Line's good. Easy line.
2-3.
Second opportunity here for Owen Henry to put
All right,
up
that's good number.
corner guard.
Still running. There it goes. Curling nicer.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, all you.
Weight's great. Just above your broom.
All you. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Nice shot, O-Dog.
Yeah.
17-2.
I don't think that's right.
17-2.
Oh, okay. That's really weird then.
What'd you get?
Well, I got a 16-7 on that, but the last one I got like a 15-1.
I got a 17-2 and a 15-8.
Okay.
So, I don't know. We kind of brushed that one and we didn't brush the other.
Yeah, but still.
I know.
That's like a 6-foot difference. That's 2 feet. Whoa! Right!
No attempt here by Gavin Lydiot. His first rock here in the third end. Makes it, will roll out. Nothing in play here in the third end. For the third end in a row in this game.
Yep. Yeah, I'll give this to you guys.
Oh, we shouldn't have
Jacob's rock. Jacob's rock. Okay, line's coming now. It's really curling, so come off. Whoa, 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 good. 7-2.
Same weight. Same. Good. Clean. Yep.
Gavin Lydiot, I believe, has played a number of years with Dylan
keep going.
Niepage.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
They'll be quite familiar with each other. Here, has to make another peel. He will.
Probably try to.
Like to stick in the rings if possible, but it won't. It'll roll out. No rocks in play.
Okay. Relatively straight.
Okay. Like that one was going and then it straightened out.
We're learning the speed. Shouldn't have a problem with cars. Always wrong. Similar to the other way, would you say?
Gotta bend a bit.
Like the other inside out that he threw?
Where are we?
Pretty similar. Oh, this one was just in general
Okay.
straight. This one looked like it went and then straightened out. But for the most part, overall result,
No, that's good back there. That's good. He's never freezing. Good.
Nice draw there by Jack Reagan. Bring it just past the tee line.
That's how I want it. How much weight?
Just to the back of the tee line. Dylan will take the opportunity here to take a free hit here. Of course, we saw him nose that blank opportunity in the last end, so probably wouldn't be upset with the chance to get a free shot here, see what this spot in the ice is going to be doing.
I didn't think he was coming around, but if he ever shocked me and I got forced, I'd be like, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
I did think about the corner, hoping he peels and then I could draw. I'm hoping we achieve it this way.
Oh, this is probably safe.
I just didn't want him to ever turn around and think a little.
Clean! Yep! 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 Hard! Yes! Okay, clean, clean, clean. Good sweep. 10-6.
10. Just try and roll which way.
I'm kind of thinking that way, but
Okay, that's good. Little more.
yeah. Very good. I
10.
probably could have gone out of your hand. I was like, oh, well, it's holding out.
You're
Yeah.
Didn't go crazy.
Yeah. Didn't go like yours did in that line where it just kind of.
Right at the end, yeah.
Okay. His came up a bit, so.
Yeah, I didn't think mine would do that and went.
No, I thought yours was going to come in gradual and then it just started going and it's like, oh.
Jaden King with his first rock here in the third end.
Whoa, easy,
Attempting
you're
to
okay.
remove the Niepage stone on the center line side 8 foot.
Whoa!
Your last one was 10
For no reason.
Owen Henry on the broom holds it straight, removes the yellow stone, sticks right there.
Sorry, I panicked for no reason.
No, he threw that
Same
very
thing.
similarly to Dylan. If I hadn't just seen Dylan's, I would be more concerned, but you can be quite tight there, and
It actually ran okay.
you threw it almost exactly like that.
Like Dylan?
At least it ran the same way.
Okay. Yeah, when I let it go, I thought it was curling.
Whoa!
He pitched that one.
Gavin! Curl! Curl! Hard!
They'll have it.
Okay.
Going a little wide on this hit, makes contact with the redstone.
Okay.
What do I want to see? I wanna
Is
see the
enough,
back way right
just
there.
enough to remove it from play. So it'll be an open throw through here for Jaden King. Get his blank on the board. That's what they've worked for from the first rock of this end.
Try and get some sort of feel for draw weight. I didn't do it away from the center line just so I can see what's going to curl.
Please save it.
Almost had a swoosh there. Okay, here we go.
Made the shot, got rid of the rock.
And a nice board weight hit. Goes through the rings, and Jaden King puts a 0 up on the board. It's another blank end.
I kicked tack weight. and
After
then I was
3
like,
ends of
well,
play,
let's
it's a
throw it.
1-0 game here for Dylan Niepage, and we'll see if Jaden decides to go for it in the fourth when we come back after a quick commercial break.
The worst scary part was I was going to have to draw.
I missed a shot.
I made the wrong call. I didn't sweep hard enough. We let you down.
At least that's what they say.
Like they want us to quit. But that's not who we are. That's not what champions do. Champions fight back.
Champions rise again.
Champions are resilient. And make no mistake,
We are champions.
Gold Line, the choice of champions.
Okay. Just got tight, I think. If he's in the good stuff, that weight's good.
And we're back. Start of the fourth end here. Got the Canadian Junior Cup draw 4 between Jaden King and Dylan Niepage. The first rock of this end by Riley Fongernst was hogged. Looked like they were sweeping most of the way. It might have grabbed something early, but either way, did not end up in play. And now Jaden's going to throw up the corner guard.
Jack's rock. Line's really good.
Maybe,
Wait, I'll
just
take a look,
maybe,
please.
we might finally see some rocks in play this end.
Okay, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not moving, so better stop.
All right.
Good.
And he does get a nice
That weight will be
tight
good.
corner guard up. Dylan knows what the deal is. He quickly calls a tight center guard. Would like this, if not on the center line, a bit closer to where that corner guard ended up. You can choke off the draw that Jaden would have liked to play.
Line's good. 3.
2.5. Hard clean.
Line's good.
2.
Right to my room.
2.5.
Brock following a very good path. The sweepers seem to like the weight. Might overcurl a touch. It's deep enough. Does just overcurl. I think the opportunity is there to get around that corner guard. Of course, we've seen early in games earlier today that you don't quite see the finish off the line here that you would see drawing towards the line. So that guard, normally you'd think you want it a little bit tight, but it actually just makes the shot more difficult. Would have liked to see that guard up a little bit higher, maybe halfway. Give yourself the chance. Get around. This one not looking that bad though. Sweepers are saying it is heavy though, so needs to stick around in the rings.
Okay, Jay.
Fortunately, that's maybe just a byproduct of the strategy so far. You spend so many ends hitting and trying to play for your blank that you don't actually get the chance to practice those draws or play with some rocks in the ring, so you don't know what the draw weight, and as we've seen most of the day today, it has been very fast.
I liked it.
Now Kibo Malima's chance to play a draw around the center guard and try to put the pressure back on Team King.
Hard line. Line. Hard. Has to go. Hard. Whoa, whoa.
Sweepers had to go for line, but calling back line. We'll see if Jaden King can get this out of the rings. It does, so that's a second throw through in a row on this sheet.
You like this or you like the tap?
Second unnatural move I've seen. I'm just like 2 ends ago it was the guard. Once it got to the hog line, that was my second rock.
Now, second opportunity to play around this corner guard. This time it will be Owen Henry attempting the draw.
Weight's really good.
Curl.
Needs to curl off this center guard though, has a lot
Weight's great.
of way to go. Needs to get off the center line. Will not, just rubs that center guard, crashes into the corner, sticks around, and it'll be another free draw opportunity. Fourth in a row here. We'll see if somebody can get one in the rings.
I think even 8 feet, right? Good.
Line's close.
Low then.
Coming good. Line's good. Line's good. Only you. Got room right now. Starting to go. Still got room. Hard, Gav. Oh, you. Hard.
Nice, nice, nice.
Will make a very nice draw to the button. Not quite fully buried, maybe about half open. Definitely could be accessible by Jaden, but deciding that the center guard is a bit more of a priority, I would have to agree. Gonna try and remove this center guard and possibly roll to a corner would be very nice.
Yep. 10. Yep. A little down. Hard. Hard, Jay. Hard. Hard. Roll it off.
Right off. Keep going, keep going, keep going. It's not bad. If we get behind that, Corey, you're golden.
Pardon?
If we get behind that, Corey, we're golden.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2.5. I think you'd rather give this to us than slip in, right?
Even alluding to the situation on the corner of the sheet, very good for the Redstones to have all those corner guards up with the hammer, but of course, Dylan's not going to allow him to do that if he has the opportunity. Going to try and throw up a nice tight center guard, cover that shot stone in the rings. Sweeper's calling this heavy though. You do not want to slip into the rings and
Right now, it's got to slow
give
down.
Team King the possibility of a double.
Where are we, guys?
4 right now.
Does slip almost into the 8-foot. There's a pretty makeable double and roll behind the corners for Jack Reagan. If he can make it,
Tell him a lot less than me,
it's going to look very good to try and get there to this
I
end.
like it with an 8.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe I just added without. Maybe it's just
It looked like a little, but not that much.
I would have told Kibo 20 there.
He's deciding to throw quite a bit of weight. I mean, it's a good idea if you're really trying to make the double, but what's especially important here is to make the roll. Even if you jam the yellow into the other one and you don't make the double, that's fine.
As soon as it hits the line.
No matter what, those yellows were going to be wide open. What was incredibly important there was to try and make the roll behind the corners. That's how you're going to get your 2. And there he throws plenty of weight at it. It's that little bit wide and rolls out.
This is good for us, eh?
Just because you can make a double does not mean you have to. That might be something to talk about that shot later after the game with them and their coach. Especially with the ice the way it is that we've seen this week. If you're any heavier than you want to be, it is going to curl exceptionally less than you expect it to. So making shots on this ice is all about weight control. You have to throw the right weight in order to control your shooter and put it in the good spot. I think that was just a little bit of trying to do too much, focusing so much on making 2 yellow rocks disappear that you don't actually end up doing anything good.
Okay, enough.
Good throw.
Can also roll away.
10.
We got it.
I don't hate it.
I don't mind it. Yeah, I think it's hard. And I think if we miss it,
Yeah, it looked like just
I
a
like-
little extra rotation.
okay.
I like it. 10.
That's what it looked like to me, and it just carried that
I think
so much
this middle
further.
crease a little bit more right now.
Plus, it hit the highway. So,
Fighting between a couple shots, they've decided to try and make this run back. This is the best way to try and go for 2.
Jacob.
You can actually hit this a little bit wide and maybe spill one of the reds into the rings, which I think is going to happen.
That's fine.
Unfortunately,
Good.
hits it a little thick, spills that red all the way through the rings. Now that yellow is more or less, well, it is accessible. There is a very tight port there, but could be playable for Team King. A free draw chance for Dylan here. If he can put a yellow in a very good spot, really chokes off any sort of scoring area
I'm seeing right around there.
that
I should've
Jaden may
avoided
have. And
earlier.
it's going to look very much like a force, if not a steal, if
I should've
Jaden
avoided
Reed ever
earlier.
misses last.
We seem to like the weight, so.
Top 4. Even if we're,
Yeah.
like, I'd love to be at least 3/4 buried.
You can just draw too.
If we can fully bury, that's ideal, but that was probably the card.
I mean, if you like the hack, I didn't hate it either.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, anything above T is perfect.
We need to roll it.
Yeah.
But
I want to go just behind.
Yeah, I want to be full
I
forward.
didn't hate it.
Is ideal.
I thought I could manage that one a little better and roll the shooter out of there.
And some very good discussions by the Niepage team as Dylan's in the hat, discussing what they've been seeing with the speed of the ice. Of course, we've seen quite a few people miss heavy here. This might be another one. The sweeper's calling heavy out of his hand, calling back 8.
As high as we can be. Whoa. Just whoa. Line should get there. No, I don't think you're going. Two rocks back to the pin. 2 rocks back to the pin.
Oh, go, Gavin. Oh, no, don't leave it there. Now I gotta freeze.
Should be good enough.
All right, freeze?
Yeah.
Can leave it up here and try and give me some space.
I didn't feel that quick, but okay.
Not the worst. Slow down.
He was a lot wider, but I don't think
Jaden, excuse me, talking about making the freeze here. Would like to try and get this as close to nose as possible. He also talked a little bit about maybe leaving the rock top button. The problem with that is that yellow rock in the top of the 8-foot is accessible between those 2 red guards. You leave this in a spot, top button, half buried kind of thing, then Dylan may be able to come through those guards and play the slash on the yellow rock top 8 into it. Ideally, you'd love to lock this on the nose. And you'd probably have the side of the pin side of the button to draw for your second point.
Probably, yeah. Okay, here we go. I wanted to be 2 rocks back and we're probably...
Where 1 rock.
If he comes right to it, I think he can still get Shaw, but it's close.
Clean.
Yeah.
Yep.
Easy line!
Yep.
Easy line! Line's
Here.
good!
Whoa.
This rock was just way overswept. Owen Henry was on that most of the first half, first 2/3 of the way down the sheet, and it sounded like Jack Reagan in the rings was saying that line was okay. Not sure if it was just a misread on the weight by the sweepers, but anyways, ends up quite heavy, rolls off, leaves Dylan sitting 2. You could technically hit that back redstone and sit 3, but I think that would leave too easy of a draw for Jaden for his single point. I think it's definitely a more experienced call here to draw into the top of the 4-foot. Ideally, you'd love to maybe sit just full 4, as buried as you can, maybe showing a little piece, trying to choke off that scoring area for Jaden. Then you'd have to make a cold draw to the 4-foot for a single point, maybe a piece of the button.
Good line! Top 4!
All you guys.
Play the weight!
Gavin's
Line's
wrong.
good!
Gavin's wrong.
Gavin's in! Right here!
Now switching up, Gavin Lydiot on the outside. They may need to get a little bit of extra finish here at the end.
You gotta curl!
They need to get a good piece of this buried to not leave a double. Weight was perfect, but I think maybe just didn't quite get enough curl. You play a hack weight, maybe board weight very close to that guard. I think you can get both of those yellows moving and possibly score 2.
Okay, so we're looking.
That is sort of the risk with playing that draw over the hit. I do agree with the call. If you're confident in the spot, I think maybe that one just got a little bit wider, didn't quite get there.
I probably could have had you bring it to it.
Should be there for 2. Josh forward.
Jaden seems convinced that it's there for 2. Sounds like he's going to throw just board weight. Don't have to move that back yellow a lot. Get pretty close to the nose and just try to clip it out of the 4-foot.
So this is...
Final stone here in the 4th end. Looking to score his 2 points is Jaden King. Now Owen Henry on it, trying to hold the line. Needs to get it by the guard to at least score 1, and he won't. That rock took off, touches that guard, and it's a steal of 2 for Team Niepage. They'll take a 3-0 lead after 4 ends of play. When we come back after a quick commercial break, we'll pick up play in the back half of the game, and Team King will try and bounce back with the hammer.
I curled more than I was
Hey guys, Stu here again, and having a crazy day because in the morning I was in the East End and now I've zipped across the city to the West End and I'm in the Junction Triangle, and we are bringing another spectacular semi to market. And this one is super cool because you know what? It's 3 gorgeous, stunning units. So you know what? You want to live in one and you want to collect a bunch of rent from the other 2, pay your mortgage. It's an amazing investment. Each apartment's been totally done. Brand new kitchens, appliances, gorgeous wood floors. They've done all the work. They dug around the basement, waterproof it, sump pump, paved a new driveway, new windows, new roof. It is an unbelievable investment, and it's a great location right in the Junction Triangle. Lots of cool little funky shops and cafes on a net, and then you just hop over DuPont and Dundas and you're in the Junction, the coolest area in the city. You're close to High Park, Bloor West, Transit, the Up Express downtown, Blackheath Drive, Stockyards. It's an unreal location, great investment. So go to stewsales.ca, see all the pictures, video tours, and videos, and give me a call.
Yeah, tight guard. Yeah.
Tighten my hands. Every time I sweep, it's there.
Welcome back as we pick up action in the back half of this round robin matchup between Jaden King and Dylan Niepage. Remember, both teams dropping their earlier decisions today.
3.
So they're both looking to bounce back, but it's going to be a little bit of a grind here for the King team to come back. And you got to think back to that decision to shorten the game, to not play the third end, and just taking ends away from yourself. Of course, if he makes that shot for 2, that's no longer really a discussion point. But the problem with sort of shortening the game like that, taking ends away, is you have to make those shots. There's no other opportunity. When you get those chances, you have to make them. And if you're not entirely comfortable with what the ice is doing, that may not be the best situation that you want to put yourself in, to have to do that. Because it looks like they just played a spot that they weren't entirely sure about. Rock took off on them, wreck on the guard, and suddenly you find yourself down 3-0 with fewer ends to play than maybe you could have.
Need this guy to dig. Come on, buddy.
That being said there, I think we'll see some Rocks in play now. Looks like they got a corner guard up. Niepage drew top 4, threw up a center guard, and now they go around the corner. Albeit back 12, so not the best spot they would have liked to see it, but ends up working okay.
I've got like a third within half. I have a third.
It's hard for them to get another in there.
Of course, Kivo is a lefty, so he'll have a better look at this rock than someone who's standing in the right-handed hack.
To the, sure, hack's good, yeah.
It's like they want to play very lightweight, try and get around that guard, just pick it out at the back, roll towards the center line. As long as you throw an appropriate weight, you could probably even get away with touching that guard, and it's like Will Hamilton wants nothing to do with that. They quickly call for a timeout.
Because I know if it was a call, I could see it. I didn't want to give them any easy rocks in there back there.
You could make a play on this. I just don't think there's necessarily an obligation to. You could always make a play on that backstone later, and why risk taking that center corner guard and putting it back, having to put it back where it is and losing your shot. I don't hate drawing around the center, maybe freezing the one top 4.
I'll give you guys some room.
Possibly even throwing a center guard on that, but of course being up 3, I'm not entirely sure about that. So let's listen into what Will has to say to the team and see what they end up deciding.
Intern, top 8.
I sort of get what you're thinking.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we can see half of it even with the lefty.
Yeah.
Whereas Kibo's going to make this wrap around and really trying to score on.
Yeah.
Right?
And we can always play next shot.
They're chasing and then we can rub the guard and we can chase the back. Right? So if we make this good, they're 2 shots away from getting us into some trouble, whereas we're only 1 shot away from putting the screw still.
Yeah.
So make this and then they'll heal and then we'll...
Yeah, we'll see what we got.
Okay, sounds good.
Can you get someone to run down to my bag in the change room? Grab my battery pack. Yep, thank you.
We're right side, like a few benches back, like a few benches down.
Heard what Will Hamilton had to say in that timeout. I have to agree. He seemed to agree that you could make a play on that back one, and I think you could as long as you're very careful about the weight choice. The problem is if you make a hit on that back red one, of course, they're just probably just drawing around the corner again anyways, hoping to make it a little bit better. This shot does increase, obviously, a little bit more risk, but you have some room to play with being up 3, and by drawing around the center, if you can put it in a very good spot, it'll greatly increase the pressure on the King team to make all of their shots for the rest of this end, and more often than not, you'll probably have a chance to hit that back red one anyways. So I think both shots were fine, but I do agree in leaning towards this option a bit more. This one, however, just not having maybe the weight they were looking for, being a little bit light, over curling, touches off the guard and rolls open. It's questionable. There might be a port there. Might be a tight hole, but it is accessible. I think you could definitely squeeze through there, take out the rock in the forefoot, sit your 2 that way.
Back 8.
Yeah.
It might just be like I need more ice coming in on this side. Maybe.
Yep.
Jaden deciding instead to play a split here on the center guards, and not very good shot if you make it. And that's it's so tough. It's not an if you can necessarily ignore you. It's very difficult, but it looks like it's going to actually be a little bit close. Makes it pretty good.
Number shot. Perfect. Shot on.
Red is still second shot. That is something Dylan has to be careful of, although he can just continue to guard his shot rock pretty much forever as long as he continues to make it. I was a little unsure about that. I mean, it's a pretty good shot, gets everything off the center line, but I mean, if Team Niepage keeps making these guards, you might not get another opportunity to play that one in the rings. Whereas if you tried to play it on that last one with Hack, then maybe if you end up touching the guards, you can still spin into the rings, still get something good out of it. It's not like you have to sort of throw the kitchen sink at the other team. Yes, you're down 3, so you do have to put some pressure, but if you can get a 2 here, you're kind of back into the game. Get a 2, get a force, get a 2, and it's a tie game. Be it with only 1 end remaining, so you wouldn't have the hammer.
I like trying it again, but or you just blast it.
My first was a 4?
You want to keep the shooter.
Wow.
10. Yep. Well, close. Yep.
King looking to remove 2 of these guards, but will just over curl, run it by everything. Now it's just another guard that they'll have to contend with, and now.
Okay, now we gotta bring some weight. Just a little bit past theirs.
I think, yeah, just trying to be a little bit too cute on a lot of those shots. Trying to play a split when it wasn't necessarily needed. not throwing a lot of weight at that peel. Now Dylan has a steal on his mind. He can make some good guards here. Only 4 rocks remaining for both teams. Team King's gonna have to come up with something good in the next couple to keep himself out of trouble.
Riley! Hard right! 1.5! Hard! 2! Hard! Whoa!
Shot.
Blast him away.
No, but
Bill.
I think we can even tell him lighter times. Because, oh, you're smart. Okay.
Whoa! Oh, this is bad. Okay, not bad.
And just not being able to clear things off the center. Gets both of those guards moving, but leaves the shooter in worst spot where that red one was earlier.
Come through if you're light, regard.
You like this? Okay, I do too. Actually, love that slide. Just need a piece of the 8.
Light's better.
Dylan deciding to switch up
Yep.
a little bit here with that redstone now choking off that hole a little bit more.
Yeah, I like this ice.
Definitely makes a play on the one in the rings more difficult for King, and it's late enough in the end that he feels Gavin Lydiot, if he ends up putting it in a good spot, maybe top 8, choke everything off and really make life difficult for Jaden.
4!
Yep.
4!
Hard.
This one maybe a little bit light, a little bit tight. If you're gonna chunk the guard, you have to stay in front of your own. Gets a little bit of curl at the end, but
I think for draws, we must need more ice.
fortunately rolls out into the open. Exposes that one in the rings. So now it's a chance here for Team King to hit and roll behind the guards and sit 2. Definitely not how
Draws? Because, like, the weight's good.
Dylan wanted that shot to play out. Looks like the team might have thought not quite enough ice.
Whoa!
The broom coming down on that shot.
Yes.
This shot here looks very close for Team King. Wants to roll behind the guards.
No.
Yep! Whoa. Good. Lovely.
Excellent there by Jack Reagan. Hits and rolls behind to sit 2.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I think you can.
Pretty much a secure 2. Dylan can't make a play on those rocks. All he can hope for is to make a good draw, put a rock in a spot where Jaden won't be able to follow him down and get rid of it.
We have to climb the hill to get across center.
Okay.
Would have been better to leave it a bit.
Oh, we're gonna have a shot for 3.
Both teams with over 16 minutes left on their clock. Plenty of time here in the back half of the game. Playing very quickly up to this point.
Same weight as last time?
Got some life now.
Yeah, it's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That'll be our shot for 3.
Whoa then.
Always Riley. It's always Riley's rock. You're trying to bite the back 4 right here.
Really going. Really
Knife
curling
it to
now.
right here.
I have a chance, Jaden.
Okay. I think we're just leaving it.
Hard to sit too. Hard. 14. Hard.
Heavy again on this rock. A miss we've seen plenty of times today already from a lot of teams, and that is not what Dylan wanted to do with that rock. Now, big opportunity for Jaden King. Chance to draw around this guard and sit 3. What a turnaround in this game it would be if he's able to score more than a 2, get himself back in it. I believe in Jaden's earlier matchup too, he was down 2 or 3 at one point and was able to claw back to actually be up 1 in the last 10 before giving up a 2 to lose that game.
want to be full 8. Yeah, full 8, fully buried.
Okay, so we're like 15, 4.
Because then if he freezes, we're 2.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to dare him to go around.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever going to, but he might have to.
Okay, make a good one here.
Okay.
First rock here in this end for Jaden King, attempting to make the draw around the guards.
Clean.
Middle light.
He's a little past.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh,
Well then, let it work.
curl.
Line's
Definitely
really
has
good.
a little bit of room, needs to start curling.
Going hard.
Yep. Hard, guys. Hard.
Switch.
Curl.
Switch. Easy. Whoa, whoa, just Owen.
Gotta be very
Yep, go now. Hard.
Ends up making a fairly good shot, leaves it half
The new
open.
rules, we have to take it off. The new rules are that it automatically comes off any point on the sheet unless.
It's actually not. If you read the rule, if you read the rule,
Take
if
it
you want
off.
to, that's fine. But
If you want to get the official out, but that was our understanding.
No,
of the
no.
rule.
if you read the rule,
Take it
I
off.
actually looked it up. It's not.
What is it?
That's okay.
I can't remember
Just
word
kick
for
it.
word, but
We
you can
hit it, just kick it. The rules say kick it, they want to kick it. Kick it.
It's your choice. Like we did make. The
Hey,
mistake,
Jack.
so.
Just kick it.
It's not. It's out of our hands. It's got to go off unless it's a big
I'll show
advantage
you
to the
after.
other team.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're good.
No, it's not. I understand.
Like there was a late burn on that rock.
I like that.
Niepage team deciding to pull that rock off of the sheet.
Just a hair
Didn't
less. Yeah, you were here
exactly
last time,
see
Chris.
exact time it was burned, but it sounded like it was late near the sheet. Late in the sheet,
Alright, make it good.
it's well within their rights to pull it off. That's all I'm gonna say.
Less ice than the last one, just to make sure we walk it over, but yeah.
Of course, it comes off immediately if it's burned before the hog line. Anytime after the hog line, it's the team's discretion.
Line's good. Okay, line's good. Line's good. Sweep for top 4. Riley's rock. Riley's rock.
Unless it comes off hard.
Fight the back 4 now. You got to go deeper. Hard. Just go. Pass this. Fight the back 4. Fight the back 4. Good judge, guys.
We should be good.
You gotta get to the nose and punch it through.
Even just 2 is great though. I just thought I came out too late.
So that draw there, slipping a little bit deep. They tried the best that they could to get it as buried as possible.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I got some of it. We should be
I
good.
trusted it, but then
I think it's still mostly accessible for Jaden as long as he controls his weight, throws just through. Maybe you could get away with hack. You could get enough of it to push it out and score your 3 points.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Owen.
curl.
Okay. No.
One yellow.
Yep.
But that just an overthrow there on that last one. So bit of a turnaround in that end. After a late burn on Jaden's first, Niepage makes the decision to pull the rock. Makes a good draw, and Jaden just overthrowing that last shot is not able to execute. Gives up a steal of one. It's going to be a 4-0 lead for Team Niepage. After 5 ends of play, we'll take a quick commercial break and come back in the 6th.
Anyone can be scared to try something new.
But moving outside of your comfort zone
Can open new possibilities.
and having the courage to change something,
Doesn't change who you are.
So why try something new?
to innovate, to create a legacy.
To make an impact.
You have to earn it.
And you better be ready to enjoy it.
Because you never know who else you might make an impact on.
What impact will you make?
Goldline, the choice of champions.
say we take 2.
Stay with it, stay with it.
There's a second. We're down.
Good judge.
It's
Great start.
Good. Let's get a point for
Parker, how's it going?
Steal 2. Steal a 1's a miss, and then it's just an extra miss.
We're back here in the 6th end of play after interesting end to that previous end results in a steal for the Niepage team. Jaden King's going to have to try and bounce back with hammer. Definitely had some opportunities that end, so not out of the woodwork yet if you're Dylan. Very good start to that end though, drawing the top of the forefoot. And we'll see if Jacob Clark can put up a corner guard for them.
Owen's rock, Owen's rock. Good.
Top 8. Yeah, top 8, right? I got you. Line's good. Top 8.
4.
Air tighter.
5.
Yeah, line. Yeah, line.
Hard line. Yeah, just. All right.
Okay, if we just start ticking rocks, let them rest. I don't really care that much.
Yeah, I liked it.
That was good. It was good.
I'm happy now.
Like trying to lean on it. Right? Just like,
Make this good. Yeah. Good throws. Yeah.
I'd rather have them rest than pull 30 rocks a game.
Good throws.
I need to refocus. Get my head back here.
6 more rocks.
We drop that more. Yeah. If you want to go early. Little down.
Jack's rock, Jack's rock.
I had 05 on the
I want to kill it.
now I'll come down at the end and the slide.
Weight looks nice. Right even, right even. Good.
Surprised that carried so much.
Good, Jay.
Yeah.
They're just not getting
Take
off that
guard,
line
we're
hard.
going to slip in. The out turn
Yeah,
looks
you were.
easier. Like, this turn looks easier.
Now we've got pulling rock everywhere syndrome.
Yours was an 05. So that's a little bit
must-
slower. Yeah. So I wanted 25.
All right.
Okay.
25. I didn't get the last.
I have a little more.
This was 16 too.
Yeah.
We got some guards.
I like it.
Setting up well.
2, 3. Line's good. Gavin's rock right now.
Gavin's in. Wait till right at the end.
Really running. Really running. Okay, just leave it. Just leave it. Yep. Alright. Still got yours. Let's make this good,
10. You see 11?
Center guard there, thrown out by
You
Kibo.
need to keep it straight.
Not quite getting in front of that other yellow stone, so the opportunity here for Owen Henry to make the hit on the rock in the top of the forefoot and roll behind the corner.
That's what we're seeing is once we get give it more time to curl, and then you go in a little wider, and then it comes back harder. And then you go in a little, and it's even harder.
Easy, whoa. Close
Seeing
up.
this spot on the sheet has a tendency to run a bit straight if you're a little heavy.
Okay, whoa. Whoa. You're good. You're on it. You're
This
hard
one-
on it.
Maybe just not
That's
quite
fine,
getting
stay
out to
around
where
maybe.
Jaden's broom was. Calling the plan B early to wreck
fine,
on the
I'll-
center guard, but doesn't quite get enough to stick around. Removes it from play. Opens up the sheet. More likely than not, see Dylan walk up and try to remove this corner guard from play.
Yep. Whoa. Good.
That held well. probably could have had the other one.
Removing that corner guard, Jaden here has choice to make. He could try to replace that corner guard, bide his time a little bit before going around. He's decided to go around now on seconds last rock. Argument to be made, it could be a little early. You give Team Niepage, who's a very strong hitting team, a lot of time to get around to make a play on that stone.
Hard, keep her moving. Just hard. Hard, gotta go, got a good one. Hard, keep it going. Hard, you're still by. Okay, keep going, keep going. Great rushing, buddy. Nice speed. 15-6.
Great peel.
Yeah, 15-6. It is slowing down the pitch.
Yeah.
Well, we got a 2.
Dom makes a very good draw there, but plenty of time left in the end. Dylan's not going to necessarily worry about it at this point. Just make the peel on the corner guard, force Jaden to continue to make good guards, and at most he's ever really going to have a chance to score 2 in this end.
I had 15-7 on their draw, top 8 around the corner. Yeah. Just a little bit, yeah. Top.
Gotta be a guard. So it's bad. Okay, Jake. Jake. Okay, it's gonna do something. If the rock stays anywhere, it's here.
Can you get them both?
I mean, it's better than it looks.
Yeah, if you can get them both, get them both. I just don't know what the odds.
Back Reagan slipping into the rings there. Actually got a fairly fortunate result on it, making the dead freeze onto the stone in the rings very difficult for Team Niepage to remove both. You could hit the red stone on the outside half. But I'm not sure Gavin can throw that much weight to get it all the way across the rings and out. Don't mind throwing a little bit less weight and trying to stick around either on top of the red or roll towards the center. Do something where you more or less force Jaden to play in the rings, bring the play into the rings, and then you might have the chance at a double.
I think you can get it to go. Peel weight, third of a rock.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, you're always getting one, right? Make sure you always get one, and then
Maybe enjoying a little better than others, though.
should be able to hold it well.
Were you guys calling the CJ?
They decided on the big weight, try and get that top red all the way across the rings. Want to hit like a half stone? Well, he'll pretty much dead nose it. Not necessarily a bad result, though.
The amount that's a yellow rolled off of the... That was an interesting throw.
Always make sure we got one.
This was my first thought.
We might have to unlock that stagger.
Then he cracks that.
Yeah, but then he has the slap.
That was the only thing I was worried about playing this side.
That was my thought.
Think here.
We can unlock that stagger on the next one.
You come here. Yeah. I think it's here.
Definitely some chances here for either team. Very difficult to not leave a double if you're Jaden.
If this was back here, then you could go.
He knows that yellow one that's in the 4 foot. Likely Dylan would be able to nose the yellow stone get rid of the red on the right, that yellow rock would be redirected towards
That's what I mean. So use them. Go
where
to the
your
back.
next shot will be.
If you're here,
You could try and draw around everything, but of course Dylan has the opportunity to play that redstone directly, and you may leave a double that way. You try the draw and you don't make it, then Dylan's hitting and sitting probably at least 2, maybe 3, depending on where your rock ends up. And Jaden deciding to call a timeout, so he's going to bring out his coach. He's going to have a quick discussion with them about what it is they want to do to try and at least get their 2 this end. You need to get at least a 2 minimum to consider yourself as part of this game.
Okay, great.
Let's take a quick break and shut my mic off so we can listen to into their discussion here as they figure out what to do.
I just worry that if he
Well,
does that,
we're going to have to worry. At some point, we're going to need a miss.
then it's still only 2 when you're playing a double for 2.
Okay, well, 2 is good. We'll take 2.
Because if we roll here, he doesn't really have a double.
Okay, but if you only get to here, our end's over.
Yeah. I just...
What do you like?
I mean, the other one's fine.
Drawing around the
Draw
stagger.
around.
I'm just thinking he can chase, and it's very risky.
Okay, but chase is what we need him to do.
Yes, that's what you need.
We want him to chase, not blast.
I think we got to
go deep.
You have to be back 8. You got to be on like the B and back. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Okay, and you want it to be like all as far buried as you can.
Yeah.
Buried. You might be able to get it because it hooks there a little bit.
Yeah.
You might be able to get it onto like.
I mean, you kind of want to be lined up with the 5.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because ideally, let's like right behind the yellow, the red. Sorry.
Right, that's the spot.
Just so there's no angle. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let everything else go in focus.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I just overthrew the last one.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Owen,
Yeah.
let's just remember our job here. Yeah.
A great discussion there by their coach. I believe that was Jen Cuddy. Talking about agreeing that this draw may be the best way to go, but you need to leave some separation. If you leave this sort of above the tee line, you risk the chance of giving Niepage the opportunity to make a double on the 2 red stones. Need to make sure you get by the 1 top 8. Get it into the back of the 8-foot if you can. This one curling early though. It's like it's going to be some work to get it to a good spot.
You gotta bounce. Gotta. Okay.
And unfortunately, I think that's might be one of the worst spots you could have put that stone. Just leaves a pretty simple nose hit for Dylan that will remove both of the red rocks. Even if he hits a little bit high and rolls out, still gets rid of both reds. He's sitting 2, essentially takes away the 2 from Team King.
Okay. I was thinking peel. Just blow it all up. Like nose gets it, 3/4, eyesight gets it. Yeah.
I should have told you before you went down that the heavy was like the manageable miss.
Big weight here coming from Dylan.
Gotta go.
Attempting to remove both red stones. Maybe a little tight though. Riley Fungerst on the broom.
I got it. You're gone. You're good.
Makes the hit. Both red rocks leave. Keeps his shooter around. The yellow spins into almost freeze that rock in the 4-foot.
A little tighter than we wanted to, but
Yeah, I saw
Or you
it.
go around
It was
this
like
whole
it's-
nah.
it was one of those releases where it's like, please just back up.
The thoughts there by Jaden on things he could do. I mean,
Probably just slide on.
trying to play this hit and roll, even if you make it, Dylan's making that run back very often. I would be thinking maybe a bit more about making the draw wide on the in-turn around to the back 8-foot, sit 3rd shot. And they made a good point. If you make that, he just guards the mess in the center, so you wouldn't have a double for your second point. But Fortunately, this rock here must have just picked. It just took off. Doesn't have a whole lot of rotation on it either. Gonna overcurl, just makes contact with the yellow, spills to the rings. But as I was saying, he's right that if you go in the back eight, Dylan's just gonna throw up a center guard and block that mess in the middle. But I mean, you're not really in a game situation where you get to pick and choose what you're gonna do. I think that was your best opportunity to maybe get it to, is go back there. You hope Dylan misses the double, but as it turns out, at the end of the day, if it's gonna pick, it's gonna pick. There's nothing you can do. Slides through the rings, and now it's going to be very tough for Jaden to score this end.
You don't get many of those.
We're happy with him drawing, but we just see something in front of us.
Curl already, I guess.
Yeah, triangle.
I think that's the shot.
Yep, I'm with you.
Tap it up a touch. Roll it a hair high side or just nose is real good.
Whoa.
You see in there with T-line?
Sounds good, yep.
Yeah, I'm
Something
thinking
like that draw,
we
that'd be
just
pretty
tap
good.
ours up a bit. Make sure the intern draws the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's light, it's light.
I feel
Good
like
discussion there by Dylan and his sweepers. You'd love to come down and almost try and freeze that Yellowstone that's on the center line. Maybe bump it an inch or two to really cut down the scoring area. But if you're light, there's nothing wrong with that. Even if it's top 12, sort of guarding that rock in the forefoot, that's just as good and would make it very tough for Jaden to score a single point. Looking to just move that rock a little bit.
Hard!
It's like this rock might have taken off too, down a similar spot as Jaden's last throw. Lots of curl here. Still trying to just move that Yellowstone a bit.
Just move this a little.
Nose triple? Or just bang it on the nose?
Fortunately, if you don't throw there, it's very tough for Jaden to score. But with where that rock went by, Dylan essentially gave him a much easier opportunity. You hit that Yellowstone right on the nose, should make the triple to score your single point.
Yeah, right on the nose. Yep.
I saw that rock coming in.
Yeah, they never said draw the bot.
Easier for him. Hit it close to nose and all three
Right,
go.
nose hit. Gotta throw it hard though, because that second one might die a little.
I mean, there wasn't a whole lot we could have done with it. It was just kind of going there.
Okay, focus it up for two ends.
Yep.
Okay, two more points.
The final rock here by Jaden King in the sixth end, attempting to make a triple takeout to score a single point. Owen Henry on the broom trying to hold it. Hits it a little bit on the inside, but just gets enough to spin all the yellows out of the 8-foot, score his single point. After 6 ends of play, it'll be 4-1 for Team Niepage. Niepage will take the hammer back in the 7th end of play when we come back from our commercial break.
Doesn't matter if you're just learning how to play.
Or competing at the top level of the game.
We'll go for fun.
And Gold Line gear?
This is for everyone.
These shoes are more comfortable than ever.
These are stable.
These make me slide straight.
These make me slide fast. The new Impact Head maximizes performance.
And can we talk about grip zone technology?
Because it's on the brooms and the gloves.
Beginner or pro, they got something for you.
It's a gold line.
It's a Gold Line. It's a Gold Line.
And it's the choice of champions.
Tight one first. Tight one first.
And we're back here starting the 7th end of play after a great triple takeout there on Jaden King's last rock to score his single point. He is into a three-point deficit here in the 7th end without the hammer. We'll definitely have to force the issue here, try and get up some center guards. You will likely see handshakes if Dylan's able to score even a single point here. May play down 4, but It's a bit of a coin toss, so trying to get some center guards up. That first one overcurling quite a bit. See if Dylan decides to play the tick. Usually when they end up that far off the center line, it makes it a little easier to try the tick it across the center to the other side of the sheet.
I meant the draw.
Could draw around as well. Nothing wrong with that.
You can always finish it.
Want to make sure you're above the T line on this. Even though this isn't on the center line, you don't want to give Jaden the opportunity to freeze into something later.
I got 405 on your top four, so I think that's what we want.
Line's good.
6, 7, 8. We're there right now. 7. Yep. Line. Yep, hard.
Hey,
7.
line's good. All you.
We're there. 7.
Oh, yeah, keep going.
Stark being a little bit heavy once again, slipping into the back of the rings. Dylan wants to pull it back as far as he can, give himself some room for later to work with.
I guess that was just to get it back as far as we can.
Yeah,
Not like 2 rocks back. Yeah.
He's just trying to steal one, right?
Jaden, that's not really a rock he can worry about right now. He needs to steal here, so should be trying to throw up the second center guard.
But even getting out there, like, I think we can take time.
Try and get as much separation between the two guards as possible, whether it's just over the hog line or nice and tight to the rings.
Okay.
The ice is
Gotta be deep, though.
stuff a little bit more now.
Jack your rock now. Jack your rock. Keep going.
Yeah.
Gotta spread him out.
Makes a nice center guard there, fairly tight. Unfortunately, with where that first rock went, it's very difficult to try and get lots of separation. Very good angle on those two stones to try to make the double peel. That's why I'm very surprised Dylan's even thinking about ticking this stone. Double peel is so easy to make later that by ticking this, you could tick it behind the guard and basically make it more difficult for yourself later.
Yep.
Of course, if you make it really good, it's not bad. That's going to be pretty good if it doesn't go out. Unfortunately, it does slip
I wasn't
out.
sure which line I had to go to, so I was like, let's just keep going.
Is the line way over there or sheet over?
I have no clue. Is that close, Dilly?
Probably need more ice.
Is that close?
Yeah, close enough.
Over the line.
I think we need
Kind of a little
Yeah,
bit of
thankfully,
everything.
that rock goes back to where it was, so it's still an easy double peel opportunity for Team Niepage later on. Dylan still needs to get some guards up as much as he can, so asking Owen Henry to throw guard as high as he can, just over the hog line if
Jacob's
possible
rock.
on the center.
Wait's good. Jacob's rock. Switch.
Rate's really good. Just over. Rate's great. Rate's great.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, that's good. No, hopefully he makes a double peel, and then we go around that guy. Good.
It's a little high.
Yep.
Last rock by Owen Henry made fairly well. It's about as high as you're comfortable with going, and there are some double peel opportunities. Looks like Dylan has decided to take on the two that are closest to the rings.
Hard. Hard.
No doubt there by Kibo Malima makes it. Rolls his shooter out of play. So take it off. So the only guard here for Jaden is the high one, which is definitely the best situation you could want if you're Dylan, given what you have before that shot. You leave that high one, so if Jaden ever does play around it, slip into the rings, you have more room to get behind it and dig out any stone that Jaden may draw in there into the forefoot.
Jacob.
2-3. Okay, line's
With
good.
that in
You gotta
mind,
get
of course,
three.
Jaden's going to try and toss up another guard, get this one
Hard, keep going.
dead buried nice and tight to the rings,
line's
so that
good.
when Dylan
Gonna die
peels
now.
the high one, then you can draw
not bad.
around that to the
Dribble's actually
forfeit.
probably really good. Good.
Great.
Shot not bad. Looks like it might be just biting, and it is the top of the rings.
That's good. That's good. Either.
So things are pretty straightforward here for Dylan. Just continue to peel guards. Make sure you have an open shot to score your single point at the end of the day. Put one on the board. It's pretty much ball game 9 times out of 10.
Clean. Yep. I love that. Nice shot. Clean. 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 Good. Nice. Yeah.
Jack Reagan here in the 7th end, wanting to replace that high guard. Doesn't want to slip in too deep and leave any kind of double, and you definitely want to make sure you cover the one that's top 12.
Just gotta get to the center line. It's good. Nice.
That'll pretty much do the job. Leaves the back one exposed a little bit. Definitely could theoretically peel the tight one if you're Dylan. I think that's the one that's probably going to cause you more problems than not. Deciding not to make things too complicated, just peel the high guard, keep things as open as you can. Second chance here for Jack Bragan to duplicate that first shot of his. Try and keep it nice and high in the same spot. Maybe get a bit more curl if you can.
Should be good. Nice.
It's about as good as he can make it. Dylan's going to walk up, peel it one more time. You'll likely see Jaden make some kind of play in the rings on his first, I would imagine, either freezing that back yellow stone or trying to sink something into the forefoot where Dylan can't pick it out. Now though, Gavin Lydia, pretty straightforward, make a red one go away, although this one a little bit wide, slides right by everything, leaving 2 center guards here, so here's the opportunity Jaden was looking for with 2 guards there. Gonna try and sink one to the button if you can. Get it as buried as possible where Dylan can't dig it out. Maybe the chance for a steal here isn't as dead as we thought.
Yes. Let's go dunk this.
Still requires some very good shot making here by Jaden with his last 2 rocks.
That's a terrible comment. All right. Top 4. Okay. Is it okay? Let's make a good one.
Their team's getting caught on some because they're not getting them out there, taking it for whatever, they're just grabbing it. They're throwing rotation, but it's not.
First shot here by Jaden King in the 7th end of play. To get this rock into a good spot to set up the steal for himself.
Clean.
Line's really good. Jacob, stay close.
Close for Curl. Curl. Now we got it. Got to bury. You got to bury.
Whoa.
Looks like it's a little heavy. The sweepers don't want to touch it all that much.
Okay.
It's up slipping to the back of the 8-foot. Does stick around 4-shot stone. So if you're Dylan, no real opportunities to walk up and peel the guards with 2 of them up there. So you have to take control of this chance here.
Make a top 4.
Jaden slipping a little bit deep, but he is shot stone, so Dylan's going to try and follow him around. Ideally, you'd love to get this rock just into the top 4. If you end up slipping deep, you know Jaden's just going to follow you down and try to freeze on top of you to get his steal that way. Get this top 4, half top 4 as buried as you can, and that's more or less going to ensure that you get your at least your single this end.
Riley's in. Top 4, Riley. Got it, girl. Top 4. Okay, you got to freeze it. Back 4. Riley's rock.
Sweeper's calling it heavy.
Has to curl.
He's going to slide all the way back to that stone in the back of the 8-foot. Make a small bump.
Same line? Yep.
Okay. Niepage is sitting too, so it all more or less comes down to this shot. Can Jaden King get far enough inside behind those guards?
I think we're sitting 2. Yeah.
It's tough to say. I know this side of the sheet is something that is where we've seen more curl than not today in most of our games, but that rock almost in the top 12-foot, it's hard to imagine getting all the way buried. Likely more often than not, Dylan's going to have some kind of a pick out to score a multiple. Need to play this very tight to that tight center guard.
Line's good. Yes, Jacob. No, line's good. Line's good.
Needs to start curling soon.
Curl. Hard curl, hard go. Hard, someone to get it there.
To play it very close to that tight guard. They do. Is it going to get enough curl at the end?
Not bad.
Is sitting shot stone. However, looks like there's a piece exposed that Dylan may be able to come down and pick it out for a score of 2 in the game. Could keep your shooter for 3, but really no reason to, as long as you can pick that out with a hack or a board weight.
I was thinking like back line, just through. Hard. Try to punch it.
I'm deciding to take the weight down. I think that's a smart call as long as you're confident that you're going to be able to push that red stone far enough. You're likely not going to be able to get up to the nose even with backline weight, so if you end up hitting like a quarter rock or something like that, you want to make sure you push it out of the 4-foot, at least score your 1. Probably throw hack here, play it close to the guard, and make sure it goes and take your 2 that way.
I think like it will come back. I think it'll hold for a while and then.
The good news is I'm feeling.
Saw a similar spot here on Jaden's last in the 5th end, and he was a little bit heavy, got it just a little bit outside the broom, and it never came back for him.
Close. Yep. 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 Whoa. 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 Yep. Whoa. Yes. Yes. Hard. Gotta go. Gotta go.
Needs to get it by the tight guard. He won't. Rock just took off. Gavin Lydia was not able to hold it long enough, so after a great draw there with Jaden King's last, he is able to steal a single point. It'll be a 2-point game after 7 ends of play. 4-2 for Dylan Niepage. Dylan will have the hammer when we come back after this break for the 8th end.
I missed a shot.
I made the wrong call. I didn't sweep hard enough. We let you down.
At least that's what they say.
Like they want us to quit. But that's not who we are. That's not what champions do. Champions fight back.
Champions rise again.
Champions are resilient. And make no mistake,
we are champions.
Gold Line, the choice of champions.
Always a little more ice on the tick because he was heavy. Looking for.
We're back here for 8th end of play. And a bit of what's become maybe a bit of a barn burner. Game that looked like it could have ended a while ago, but Jaden King just sort of fighting back the whole way the last couple ends. is able to somehow make a triple to score a single point in 6. Makes a great draw there in the 7th end. Leads to a steal after Dylan Niepage isn't able to dig it out. Now, still with a 2-point lead for Team Niepage, but maybe getting a little bit tense now after Jaden doing all he can to claw his way back into this game.
Easy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Good shot, Jacob. Beauty.
Of course, Dylan's team is still heavily in control of this game. To give up a steal 1 is one thing. To give up a steal 2 will take some misses, I think, out of the Niepage team. So see here Riley Fungert's being asked to make a tick here to start this 8th end of play after a great center guard by Jacob Clark.
Just through.
Let's get a little bit of finish to touch the guard. He will. It's like it'll make contact. Doesn't push that red guard all that far, but very good outcome. Moves it off the center line, rolls into the house. That yellow one in the rings now just chokes off a lot of the area for Jaden to hide his stones later. Not only that, but with it off the center line, Jaden has to stack up his guards if he's looking to get a steal of 2. So he has to throw the second guard off of the center line in front of his other one. Essentially, if the rest of the end plays out in that direction, Dylan will always have an open draw to the forefoot if he has to, which is all you can ask for as a skip.
Jack!
This one very tight out of Jacob Clark's hand. Jaden asking them to get on it almost immediately, and it's not going to get halfway down the sheet before they kick it off, whether it grabbed something or if it was just light out of his hand. It's a big missed opportunity. To steal 1, you can maybe get away with a miss and make some good shots with your skip. But to steal 2 with only 7 rocks, that's asking a lot. Theoretically speaking, Dylan could just throw this rock away. Could even peel out his yellow, and as long as they make 6 peels, he's going to win this game. Figures, I guess if you're going to throw a rock away, you might as well try and do something with it. So they've decided to throw a bit of a heavier tick this time. You throw hack so that there's no chance you could necessarily over curl and bump them in or anything like that. Throw a little bit of extra weight so that your shooter's always going to roll away, and a very good shot here by Riley Fungernst. Pushes that red into the rings. The only possible issue with that is he rolls behind the tee line around his other rock. Might give
I think you have to.
Jaden the opportunity to freeze something there later.
I was debating that or just.
Point Henry being asked to toss up a guard on the red rock that's in the rings. Of course, Dylan's just going to walk up and peel it, but I think your way to try and steal 2 this end is you continue to guard this stone. Dylan's going to continue to peel it, and eventually you'd probably have to make 2 freezes on that stone that slipped into the back of the house on the left-hand side. Try to freeze them in such a way that Dylan wouldn't be able to remove them, and then you would leave him a draw to the forefoot, or I guess maybe to the full 8-foot to win the game against 2 with the extra end on the line. Bit of a stretch because plenty of rocks still to come, plenty of opportunities for them to make doubles. Dylan looks like he has a good view of this red rock that's in the ring, so he's going to ask Kibo just to peel that one instead. Definitely nothing wrong with that. I think you could peel either of these rocks and it's fine. It's one that's in the rings isn't really in a good spot to begin with for Jaden King, so you could just peel the guard, and I think that might force Jaden some tougher shots later, but peel the one in the rings. Jaden is probably eventually going to draw one into the rings in a better spot before making those 2 freezes, but
2 rocks, this gets pretty easy. Yeah.
I think we keep throwing this for now.
Yeah. Not yet, but.
Yeah, it probably was the guard.
Like, this isn't going to be a good enough
They can't
guard.
make that rock better, but they can make the... Yeah, I think it probably was.
Second shot coming here from Owen Henry in this 8th end. I'm going to try and improve
So it probably was the guard, but...
the guard situation on the other side of the rings. Draw one tight to the rings around that high corner guard. Needs to go early here. This one definitely on the tighter side out of his hand.
Yep.
2.
Just tight, light, leaves those red rocks grouped up. This is a fairly straightforward double peel. For players of this caliber, it's about 2/3 with peel. Make both reds go away, roll out of the rings.
Half. 2/3. Take half.
2/3 of the end. Hard.
Gavin Lydiot on it out of his hand, trying to hold it.
Goodness, get off.
And that'll pretty much get the job done, even though he leaves the shooter around, gets both reds out. As long as you made at least a single peel, that would have gotten the job done. Gets both of them moving. No, great thing about that actually is where that yellow rock rolled to, it's in the way of freezing that yellow stone behind the tee line. Can't really make that freeze anymore. Jaden's gonna try and draw around this guard again, put it tight to the rings, get a nice tight guard. Something that he could wrap around with Jack Reagan's final rock and both of Jaden's.
Okay, line's really good.
So we're needing to get some late movement here. It's gonna just slip into the top of the 12-foot. Mostly open, but if you ever tried to make a play on it, there is the chance you could jam it back into your own in the 8-foot. So keep things simple, just peel the high guard, make Jaden make the tough shots. Probably always gonna have an open shot here to win this game. Gavin Lydiot's second one here in the 8th end.
Clean. We got one more time out.
Jaden has some thinking to do. With that high guard now gone, there is room now to freeze this back one, I think. Yeah, you probably have to do it now. Could wait one more rock, but either way, you're in tough here. If you make 2 freezes now, probably giving Dylan the opportunity to get out of it early, but either way, you're going to have to make 3 perfect shots here regardless. This one tracking way wide.
Oh, actually, we're curling. Okay, keep going.
Getting some late movement on that stone, but just not quite enough. Needed to get that right to that rock.
I was right. You stopped sweeping and it...
Peel around the nose. Lose that.
It just did grab something.
That was comfortably heavy.
Yeah.
Hit this on the nose. Even if you lose that back yellow, that's a good thing if you're Team Niepage. So pretty much the opportunity to end this game right here. Make this shot, and Dylan's going to be left with nothing but open hits to make sure he wins. Close out the game. Gavin Lydiot with his second here in the 8th end. Makes it very good. Moves that red stone, and now just Jaden makes a freeze. Dylan peels the one top 12, and then Jaden needs to find where to put that second rock where Dylan just can't remove it.
I just don't know how that's going to help us. We're going to have leave him an open pitch.
Well, no, we're right on the nose.
Rock a shot.
right on the nose. So that when he goes to send it back, we jam in and rip it into this guy. So right on the nose.
Yeah.
And the way.
Right on the nose.
Yeah. Out turn.
Right on the nose. Yeah, not a bump. Just a straight freeze. This time. Sliver, high side.
I like it.
They're top 4. Yeah, they're just above the T-line. Yeah, just a hair high. Okay.
Room.
Line's good. Got to bend a bit.
Room.
Line's really good. Put it on the nose.
Line's good.
Yeah, line.
Clean. Yep.
Hard line.
Yep.
Whoa.
Curl, please.
Not a bad go there by Jaden.
Don't hate that one.
Actually just bumps it a little bit, pretty much needed to make that freeze perfect. Dylan can just peel this here. Get that red rock going. Even if you lose that back yellow and lose your shooter, Jaden has to hit the open yellow stone, and then it's an open hit, make a red rock go away for Dylan to win.
If we lose ours on the way by, that's fine. Yep.
Ideally, I think, doesn't really matter. If you end up picking this clean and you don't lose that back yellow, you make Jaden throw the very thin double, but you're still going to have a wide open hit to win.
Clean. Whoa. Clean it. You're good. Clean.
Loses the back yellow. See this game play out. Jaden will make the hit on the wide stone. Dylan will hit an open rock and likely win this game.
I should have swept it, but you'll have an open hit. That's all good. Yeah. Open something.
Just right under.
Make rock go away. Yeah.
Final rock here coming from Jaden King in the 8th end. Hoping move this yellow stone, stick around in the rings, force Dylan to throw. Yes, we've seen picks earlier this game. It's not crazy to think you could ever get a miss.
That's fine.
Makes the nose hit. Now it's up to Dylan which rock he'd like to make contact with.
I was like, just don't sweep it. We're rolling out still. Yeah. Okay, well, we got some good feel.
This is the wide stone. We have seen rocks run quite straight out here. As long as he has a piece out of his hand, he should be fine. Team Niepage looking to bounce back to a 1-1 record. Team King would drop down to 0-2 with a loss here.
You know what? We put up a good fight.
Final rock here in the 8th end from Dylan Niepage. Looking to ice this game.
We blanked too many for the shovel.
Like it. Cleaning it all the way down.
These friends thrive on blank ends.
Will remove one red stone from play, rolls out, so it's a score of 1 for Jaden King. Dylan Niepage will go down as a 4-3 winner in this game. He'll improve his record to 1-1. Jaden King drops to 0-2 and has his back against the wall after day 1 here at the Canadian Junior Cup from Oshawa, Ontario. That will be it for our coverage here today. That was the final draw of the day. We will be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern for a men's round robin matchup. For now, though, I thank everyone for joining. We hope to see you the rest of the week as we continue excellent play here from the Oshawa Curling Club. My name is Matthew Hall once again. We'll see you tomorrow.